The reality of football is ruthless. Within a matter of weeks, a sense of stability and dominance can transform into doubt, critical scrutiny, and even a degree of external distrust. Yet, amid all this turbulence, Arne Slot has chosen to break his silence and reveal a crucial aspect of the current crisis. He has the full backing of the Fenway Sports Group, FSG, and the club's hierarchy, including sporting director Richard Hughes and football CEO Michael Edwards. This support is essential not only for the stability of the coaching staff, but also for the morale of the squad and the confidence of everyone involved in the club's operations. The pressure on Slot is immense. Liverpool have not only dropped crucial Premier League points against Crystal Palace, Chelsea, Manchester United and Brentford, but also suffered significant setbacks outside England. A painful defeat to Galatasaray in the UEFA Champions League and another loss to Palace in the Carabao Cup have left the Reds on a worrying run of 6 defeats in 7 matches. With Unai Emery's Aston Villa visiting Anfield at a time when Liverpool could fall as much as 10 points behind leaders Arsenal, the mood within the club and the press is one of tension. Every result is dissected, every team selection questioned, and every Slot interview analysed in minute detail. Throughout it all, the Dutch manager has remained composed, sharing his perspective with honesty and humanity. Slot has been clear about the consistency of his conversations with Liverpool's hierarchy throughout this difficult period. He said, "To me, they're saying the same things. I mostly speak with Richard and from time to time with the others, Edwards and FSG. They see similar things to what I see. In other words, what happens within Anfield does not go unnoticed by those in charge. The board are closely monitoring the situation, understand the challenges, and continue to trust in the manager's plan. This alignment is crucial, especially at a time when external pressure is enormous and every negative result becomes a headline or a rumour." One of Slot's most important remarks concerns how his previous comments about the squad were interpreted. Some took his observations as criticism or excuses, but he was quick to clarify his intent. He said, "Tell me if I'm wrong, but I think during the week the reaction was about when I said something regarding the squad, and that might have been seen as criticism or an excuse. What I meant was that if all these players are fit, we have a lot of quality. This club is in such a good place when you look at the quality we have for both the short-term and long-term future." Slot projected confidence and a long-term vision, reminding everyone that Liverpool are not defined by a run of poor results, but by their structure, planning, and ability to recover. Furthermore, Slot explained the complexity of managing the squad amid injuries and limited fitness preparation. He used Alex as an example, but I don't want to name all the players because they sometimes don't like to be identified as fit or unfit. Not everyone was ready from the start to play 3 games in 7 days. He specifically mentioned injuries to Ibrahima Konate, Virgil van Dijk, Joe Gomez and Alexis McAllister, noting that some players missed the entire pre-season and therefore face additional challenges in maintaining competitiveness in consecutive matches. Slot emphasised that even with a high-quality squad, the combination of injuries, fatigue and an intense match schedule poses a real and measurable difficulty.
The manager also explained the logic behind his team selections. If you have 20 players, but 3 are unavailable, and those 20 include youngsters who can't play 3 games a week, then the focus is on the other 15, and perhaps not all of them are used to playing Premier League or Champions League games every 3 days. With this, he reinforces that every decision is calculated, designed to balance performance, health, and development. Nothing is done by chance, nothing is an excuse. Slot simply provides context, humanizes the process, and demonstrates that modern football is a complex science requiring careful management of both physical and human resources. Despite all the challenges, Slot made it clear that he is not seeking excuses for Liverpool's poor results. "I only mentioned that to explain my team selection, not as an excuse for losing against Brentford or Manchester United. We have an incredible squad if everyone is fit and ready for the schedule we're facing." This is a key point. The Dutch manager doesn't shy away from defeats, but equally insists on highlighting Liverpool's strength when at full capacity. He shows confidence, planning, and control over the situation, even when the external narrative is negative. The current moment also highlights the importance of open communication between the manager, the board, and the players. Slot shows that he understands the psychological and physical effects of consecutive defeats, and that his role goes far beyond tactics. It also involves motivation, emotional management, and maintaining trust. He knows that at elite clubs like Liverpool, every word spoken, every gesture, and every interview can have a ripple effect on players, fans, and the media. For this reason, his clarity in explaining injuries and selection choices is both strategic and empathetic. The upcoming clash with Aston Villa carries almost symbolic weight. More than just 3 points, it represents a chance to restore confidence, boost team morale, and prove that Liverpool remain competitive even after turbulent weeks. Slot understands that football is built on highs and lows, and that great clubs show their strength especially in times of crisis. Expectations are huge, and the manager seems prepared to lead the team with composure without losing sight of the future or the quality within his squad. Slot also demonstrates a broad understanding of squad management and long-term planning when discussing young players, the fatigue of back-to-back matches, and the fitness of those who missed pre-season. He shows that Liverpool's success is not merely about immediate victories, but about building a resilient and adaptable team. This strategic approach reflects what is expected from a club with ambitions to compete for the Premier League and Champions League titles. The manager's leadership, combined with the backing of FSG and the board, shows that Liverpool are ready to face adversity without losing their identity. Ultimately, Arne Slot delivers a clear message: Liverpool are in good hands. Even amid consecutive defeats, media pressure, and high fan expectations, there remains confidence in the squad's quality, the board's planning, and the manager's ability to steer the team back to winning ways. This balance between realism and belief is essential for the club to regain momentum and stay competitive across all fronts. The situation is challenging, but Slot displays leadership, emotional intelligence, and strategic vision. He does not ignore the seriousness of the defeat, but neither does he allow them to define the club or the team. His message is clear: with the right players fit, with board support, and with proper planning, Liverpool will continue to be a force to be reckoned with, ready to fight for titles and uphold their proud tradition of excellence in world football. What lies ahead, then, is a story of resilience, recovery, and above all, faith in the collective strength of one of the most iconic clubs on the planet.